This is Cassius, Tryptamine Astrology Readings, and today is July 20th, 2016, the day after a full moon that occurred exactly on the cusp of the moon, Cancer, and sun, Leo. Today the sun is conjunct the dwarf planet Varuna, which I still don't know anything about really, but the way that dwarf planets usually work, this is probably something with the potential to tap deep into something. I think dwarf planets also work based on how close they are to the belt of all planets. Using the ascendant and descendant as an example, all planets go around one belt around the sun, which is called the ecliptic, except for the dwarf planets, which sometimes have elliptical orbits and only touch the ecliptic, the belt of all planets, twice in its orbit. Pluto right now when Pluto hit 17 degrees this year, 17 degrees Capricorn, it touched the opposite of the point where it was at when it was discovered sometime around 1930. I can't remember the day. Pluto was discovered in the 30s when it was at 17 degrees Cancer. And it was discovered because it was close to the ecliptic plane, because Pluto is only on the belt of all planets, on its elliptical orbit, about once every, I think 120 years or so. Actually, I think it's 84 years, something like that. And that happens around 24 degrees Cancer and 24 degrees Capricorn. So basically, Pluto is at its strongest point in about 84 years or so, and this is around 20 degrees Capricorn and 20 degrees Cancer. So the purgings that we've been experiencing with Uranus square Pluto in the last month with the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all opposite Pluto, those were exact oppositions, and that's an exact square. So that's one of the reasons possibly why Pluto is so potent right now. Anyway, today, things are feeling kind of heated and revolutionary, whether that Aquarius, Leo, Aries, fire, air energy is being productive or jagged, whether it's purposeful or impulsive, that's definitely in the air right now. Maybe not so much as it was the last week with the Sun square Uranus ending, which is the jagged, contorted, electric, ideologically impulsive energy of the revolutionary. Well, the social climate is kind of revolutionary and purposeful. Leo, Aquarius with Venus and Mercury in Leo and the moon in Aquarius. But it's kind of calmer right now because Venus is at 10 degrees Leo, trining Saturn at 10 degrees Sagittarius today. And with Venus quincunx Neptune still, there's kind of a lethargic activation of Saturn square Neptune happening. Make no mistake, Saturn square Neptune is the most intense aspect in the air. It's the final aspect of this three-part trilogy of brutal, dissolving, cold, depressing, confusing aspects of the last entire year from September 2015 until now. Saturn square Neptune is definitely the most intense one. We felt it in November and December of 2015, and then it faded. And this is the true final peak of it. Saturn squaring Neptune will make our spiritual conviction, our place of purpose and spiritual vision in the air at the moment, Neptune, feel cold, dark, malefic, stifled against a brick wall. When Saturn mixes with Neptune in a square, make no mistake, it makes our place of spirituality cold, malefic, sometimes even scary illusions can happen with Saturn square Neptune. Our place of solidness in the sky and discipline, Saturn, is also being turned into nightmares, hazy, flowing, deep, dark, watery, confusing tunnels of Neptune. Our place of spirituality in the sky and our place of discipline in the air right now are both fusing together in a cold, harsh way, and they're stuck retrograding together. I haven't made enough mention of this because I've mentioned it so many times in the past, but there is nothing more serious in the air. And if you're feeling lethargic, depressed, sucked dry of energy and enthusiasm for life, make no mistake, that's it. And it will get better in the next few months as that phase. Saturn square Neptune. By the end of September, that will be gone. But for now, we're in the final stages of this lesson in purging. And the sun entering Leo is another great thing. The moon in Aquarius today should be a grounding. Well, Aquarius is never grounded. I'm Aquarius, you know that. Aquarius is Uranus. It's the not contorted version of the energy that we felt. It's ideological energy. It's thinker, scientist, ideologically passionate, electric, light bulb energy. Aquarius and Uranus. Sun square Uranus in Cancer and Aries is a super emotional, volatile, electric, explosive, ideologically inconsistent, and impulsive thing that we felt 4 days ago especially, and the last week before that. So this moon in Aquarius, though, it's different. It's more like a more grounded thing, with the fact that the moon is sextile Saturn, and Venus is opposite the moon, also trine Saturn. Saturn is grounding at this time, but Neptune and Saturn, their dance is still making both of them kind of filled with darkness and confusion. So, we're still purging, you know? We're still purging a little bit. We have about a month and a half, maybe 2 months more of this super intense energy with Saturn square Neptune. And quite frankly, I anticipate there being more media circuses, more intense events happening in the news, overhyped, all kinds of things happening to try to usurp us from our place of grounding, resolve, and balance. And we're going to have to develop immunity and strength to not be usurped from our peace and resolve when there may be powerful people in the world trying to capitalize on the darkness and intensity of these next few months. I anticipate more intense events occurring, especially intense events being exaggerated and blasted by the media in the next 2 months. But for right now, it should be a place of more resolve. And maybe the powers that be will try to work extra hard at making us not feel this peace and resolve in this time where astrologically we should be feeling a bit better. We'll be okay. Let's find what matters to us individually and collectively right now. Ground ourselves. Be fearless in feeling the lessons that we're supposed to feel right now. Let's be okay. Much love. Peace.